go gadget boots. Since you mentioned, I think it's because you mentioned we were talking about green lights, and then so green lights go, but then you said kinky boots. So I don't know. It just triggered a response for me.
Yeah.
Go gadget boots. Did you watch Inspector Gadget?
I know I probably watched it, but when that was a program that was on television, I was probably out working 9 to 5 already.
You probably was busy being married by
Yeah,
then.
raising kids and doing laundry and cooking supper and working and all that stuff. So I have seen it when my children watched it.
Hey, you guys, if you do watch, if you're watching this, please remember to turn on your notifications, because I notice people are not getting the messages. They'll do something different on YouTube to change things, and then people are like, I didn't see you, I didn't know you were on. And so like a lot of people are like not able to keep up with us. I know we've been kind of moving around. I'm still out of town. And yeah, I'm still shooting from the hip with what I'm talking about. And every day it's just like what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm going through. And let's tap in and see if anybody else is anybody out there.
Yeah.
Everything goes back to one of those songs or TV shows.
Yeah.
What song is that? Is anybody out there? It's song. I think he's in space.
Yeah. Which one is it? Which song is it?
Is anybody? Let me see. No, that's a Nelly Furtada. It can't be that one.
No.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Yes. Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
That was I bet you that's the one with
the yeah, from Deep Side of, what is it? Deep Side of the Moon?
Yeah. Okay, so that's the one with the wall.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was an amazing song.
Yeah.
If we put it on here, they'll just try to boot us off and give us a strike. So we're gonna stay away from strikes.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I was having some issues because I had been trying to get the internet to connect one of my devices, and I can't get the device to connect. And so then I'm like, I'm talking to Terry, and I'm like, Terry, what am I supposed to do? And I feel like I'm operating in the spirit how I'm supposed to. And when you're dealing with what is unseen, because you make the choices, but you have to wait to see the results. And so you're like, you feel like you're going blind, even though you got the message. And she's like, nope, confirmation. It's the same confirmations I got last year. It's the same confirmations I got 6 months ago. It's the same confirmations I got last month. And because my confirmations have been on a timeline, and it says you do this and you're going to be here, and guess what, when you look to the left and look to the right, everything's going to be this. And so being here for all this time, heading towards 90 days, this weekend it'll be 90 days, I'm feeling like, did I mess it up? Did I mess everything up? And I'm like, and so I'm looking for different people to give me the confirmation. I'm looking at my surroundings, looking for confirmation. I'm looking at the cards for confirmation. And it's like, no, you had the green light. The light didn't change. Proceed with confidence. And and then when I tried to get this device connected to the internet, and I was like, wait a minute, and one of the things they ask you is the light flashing on the device. And so then that's how this day came about, because some of us were reaching out to make sure that as we go through the door, go down that long hallway and through the door to do the thing that it takes for us to become, that we want to know if someone's going to be holding our hand or waiting for us on the other side. And so we want to make sure that our the the people that we love or hold close to them, are they gonna still be with us? Are they gonna stand by us? And are they gonna support us? Because we're walking through to that dream where we can see, we want everybody to be kind of like that land of milk and honey, but you're like, yeah, wait, what if I go and nothing familiar is there?
Well, but that's part of growth. And all the people that we love, somebody's got to take the first step. And we end up being the one who takes the first step. And I had a dream last week, and it was so significant. I dreamt there was a figure coming out of a dark tunnel, and they're stepping onto a new road, and there's light on it, around it, but there's still some rocky stuff. But in the foreground is just this bright light. So as we emerge from those dark, maybe it's the dark night of the soul, or the changes that we're making, we're ending up, like, you're still in the shadow and you're walking out of the shadow. And there are people who are going to watch us and follow us. So somebody's got to be the one to break a path. And we wouldn't be listening to you, we wouldn't be talking to you or any, if we weren't all path breakers. Like, there's some people who are waiting to be shown, and then there are those who are the ones who are taking those steps to create a path and a bridge, or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of times people are in that in between place. Like, they're making a change, but the change hasn't happened. And so I think sometimes when we're going through things, is we're on the road to change, but we can't see it because we're still walking through that portal, through off
In
on
that
that.
luminal, is it called the liminal space or luminal
Yeah.
space?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know the meanings of the things, but sometimes I'm not the best with the words. I'm not always it with the terminology. But yeah, we're just looking out for the connection. So I'm gonna share this screen. I love what you said, Terry. We're searching for the connection. So we have the green lights. We want connection, and we are stepping into our soul's alignment.
Mhm.
And so I love doing this, y'all. Once I discovered PowerPoint yeah, and presentation when I was in college, I was like, ooh, oh my God. The lady said, oh, do better on your PowerPoint, because I was like boring with my PowerPoint. And I was like, Heffa, I'm such and such years old. I never seen this stuff before. But anyway, here it is. So the goal is, it makes us feel uncomfortable. So we got to calm ourselves and get ourselves out of the mental loop of worry, because we got to start acting as if. And so we're moving forward with the plan. We have to act as if, and become available to the signs. And so I said, well, what would Eckhart Tolle say? What would Robert Greene say? So with the guidance of Eckhart Tolle, he would say, you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who listens. Return to presence. Breathe in your body. Let today be enough without needing a result, because we have to continue to act as if every day. I guess it's like making an investment in the stock market, right? You're waiting for the end result. You're not going to have that immediate gratification. And
Yeah.
I don't think anything has changed. We're still those same people who want,
There's those ups and downs, right?
right.
And if you look, it's like any kind of a curve. If you look at only one specific area, instead of looking at the big picture, and you only look like one specific area, you'll say, oh, well, it's a down, we're on a downturn. But it's always going to go like that, right? And that's the problem that people have when they look at it. They're only seeing that one space where it's down. But then when it gets high, they don't look at that too. And it's all part of that it's part of the momentum that it gets, right?
Yeah. And a part of it, when that inner signal goes down, we can lay our hands on our womb and on our chest and our belly and feel, we're already connected. It's like just reminding yourself that you're safe in the body. You could take a 5-minute silent check-in to what parts of your body, that you need to feel safe to connect, because our mind can go off the rails. And sometimes we need to give ourselves a hug or, to rub on. And sometimes too, I think it's, there's these aches and pains in the body, the nerves that are triggered. And some of that feeling of unsafeness, really, there's pain trapped in our body that we need to nurture. And we're wondering why we feel so anxious. And a part of that can be triggered by the pain in our body. And sometimes it could be all the fluorescent lights in work or at home, and we need to get on back outside into the natural light. I was visiting someone yesterday, and they were like, I don't want the window light. I want the ceiling light. And I was thinking to myself, like, you need some of God's light. You know what I mean? Like, you actually need to get outside and feel the sun. But here, there's a lot of bugs. Every time I go out here, I swear I'm coming back itching, and I'm like, but in some way, somehow, you got to get that good light and that fresh air. And like they say, touch grass. It's so funny because I think a lot of people say touch grass, but they don't know anything about grounding and things like that. I don't know what they think touch grass means, but they just say you need to touch grass, bro. Yeah. But it's like, get outside barefoot, ground. Definitely.
Hey, Allie, nice that you're joining us today.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I don't have the comments on. Hey, hey, blessings. Good to see you. I see you've been putting up some rocking new pictures.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's the feeling you hold. Yeah. And so a part of it too is you need a strategy. Strategize your leap without abandoning your past. So you're going to honor your path, but don't drag it. Build the bridges, not prisons. Because I think a lot of times, I couldn't help but think about Lot's wife when I was on here, even though I think that's like a BS story. Then she turned into stuff. Like, she looked back. Like, sometimes we keep looking back to see who's coming, and it's like, well, regardless, you gotta go forward doing the thing. And even if you look back, so what if no one's coming? Keep on going, because sooner or later they'll either catch up. I would say sometimes I've been told that, like, maybe I overshare on some things with my true thoughts and my true feelings. And for me, I feel like people are either they're filtering themselves in or they're filtering themselves out. To me, I'd rather see up front what's really happening so that people can filter themselves. Why go forward without it, right? So as you begin to move along with your strategies, people are going to either see that you're far ahead and they're going to catch up, or they're going to become discouraged and pull back and be like, I can't keep up. I think I'm going to let this go. But you cannot let that stop you. Understand the terrain, use emotional intelligence. Don't fear detachment, but do not sever what still serves you. So some things aren't looking or feeling like it's what you need, but basically just keep moving forward with your emotional intelligence. I think sometimes too, when we're happy or we're excited about a new project or something like that, or we're on to the newest, bestest thing, we want everybody to feel exactly how we feel when we feel it. And you have to give people time to do it their way, in their own time. And that's a difficult thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody's got their own path that they're walking, and they have to move at their pace.
But you can toe the line, because if you're strong and firm in what you believe, just keep going forward and just understand. It's kind of like that man from the A-Team. He used to say, I love it when a plan comes together. And it would be like it would be a plan, all right. And somehow it would happen, but it'd be like really messy on the in between.
Well, and you know, I think what the other thing is that some people are meant to be anchors. So the anchors are the ones who actually hold the space that help other people to move forward. And being an anchor is not always easy. It's a very challenging position because people are dependent on you. But that's why, that's why some of us came. We're anchors. We're the ones who move into that next step. We're the ones who are the path, who lead the path, and we hold that space for other people to follow through on.
So the magic in what you're saying, though, is know your role. The ears cannot be the mouth. The mouth cannot be the teeth. The teeth cannot be the eyes. The eyes cannot be the nose. Know what you are and be that thing, right? Yeah. Now, in that placement as the teeth, what do I need to nurture to be nurtured as my teeth? I need my toothpaste, my toothbrush, and my floss. Okay. You don't need lip gloss for the teeth. You don't need eye drops for the teeth. Like get the thing that you need, be honest about the thing that you need and provide and get that provided for yourself, whether it be self-nurturing or just being open with the people around you. Be the anchor if you're going to be that anchor, but understand what your role is. And when you begin to understand your role, then you don't have to be confused. Like, well, why isn't anybody doing this? Why? No, you know what you do, Be the toaster if you're the toaster. I like to use all these analogies. Toaster doesn't equal microwave. We don't do the same thing in the toaster as we do in the microwave. So be the thing. And now ask yourself too, what is one belief about the past that no longer serves me? You were just digging through them cabinets yesterday. I was digging through some pictures yesterday. There's some things that we just need to say, let's just be honest. I don't need this anymore. I don't see how I could possibly come back to owning this, needing this, or having this. Or if I let this go, what does it make room for? And maybe if I let this one go, I'll have something better. Yeah. We got to make room because you can't be a bag lady. Like Erykah Badu said, can't carry around all our trash.
Yep.
Got to let some of that trash go. Then you can have some nice furniture.
Well, going back to me cleaning the closet out, I've got empty bins and I've got bins that are going in the garbage. But most of my work has been paperwork that I had to hold on to, but I don't need to hold on to it anymore. And it's like, man, just going through it and saying, I'm getting rid of it. I feel like this weight lifted off of me. Because it's nothing, it's from the past and it wasn't serving me, but I had to hold on to it for, I don't know, a certain number of years. Now those years have passed. I can say, go, be gone.
Yes. Yeah. Because I'm even thinking about that. It's taking me back to last week when we talked about quadrant 3, because some of that junk is not even yours.
Yeah.
Some people would leave stuff at your house for a couple of years and then it's not yours. It's not yours.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this. Oh man. What? I don't know what's happening to the computer. Oh, well, I can't get it to go back. So, okay, there it is. Okay, so claim your role as the mirror and the magnet. So you're mirroring the truth, you're mirroring the new reality, you're mirroring your destiny, because you're going to become the thing that you see in the future so that you can reflect it back to the world. And now be a magnet. You're going to magnetize the things that you desire. Like, so this just is a lot of energy, a lot of reciprocity, right? Like acting as if, standing in the courage to be aligned with the things that you say you want, so that in the world now sees you as this new thing, the thing you're trying to manifest and become. And now with your standing firm in your belief, you're gonna draw to you the things that you need to accomplish this as you begin to act as if. So your presence is power. Your power is clarity. Clarity draws opportunity. So be the true, clear reflection of the thing. And that cannot reflect properly if you're full of doubt and insecurities. You got to wash some of that stuff off. Reminds me of something Sean Bond said to me as well. I know it had to do with, I think it has to do with the spiritual residue. And he was saying how you take this cold shower, a hot shower, and then the cold shower. And then the hot shower and the cold shower. And to me, for some reason, when he said it, it just made me visualize like when you have that slushy snow thing off of you, you want to be able to slough it off. And so you're bringing it to the surface with the heat, and then you're doing the cold to freeze it and then slough it off. Because you got to get those funky moods, attitudes, ideas, thoughts, and what do you call those imposing thoughts or your these negative thoughts off of you,
Right.
so that now you can be crystal clear, truly resilient, becoming the thing that you want to be. So you are not waiting for connection, you are the connection, you are the conduit. And once you go out and down that path, because here it is, like you're in this part of the hallway, you're in this position and you go down that hallway into this final door, you've made an energetic connection so that others can follow. You're waiting for someone to hold your hand, but you're the one making the connection. You got to leap and connect the wires of possibility. So now you open the door to the possibility, and people need you to do the thing that you said you were dreaming about. People have heard you speak what you want, and now they're waiting for you to do it.
Right.
It's all kind of spectators, the ones that don't believe you're going to do it, talking trash. And then there's the people on the fence as you do it. And then there's the people that are really like, I know you can. I know you can. And once you make this leap in connection, now you show people the way that they can also follow through on their own dreams. To me, that's what it means to be a way shower, because
Right.
you're creating the green light. You are the green light. You have the green light. How much more light you need? So declare it. I am a living green light.
Yeah.
A connection amplifier even. So you write this down. I am now connected to whatever this thing is, your dreams, your goals, your whatever the thing is, you are now connected to it. You make the connection of it.
Right.
I'll leave that to you, Terry, because I
That's
think
awesome.
it's going to lead into some great cards.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's just interesting how we actually move through these phases without even recognizing it. And I think it can go back, like there's different philosophies, but in the Chinese philosophy, uh, the feng shui, but you have the elements, right? But it's the same thing with anything that we do. It moves through these phases, and so each part of the phase is um, reflective of an element that we move through. So that's it becomes that whole. And so we're constantly moving through these phases. And yes, there's the mirrors, there's all this stuff. And sometimes we do have those lows. But if you've ever seen on the there's the video that's posted, you've got two balls, one is going up and down hills and one's going in a straight line. The one that goes up and down the hills gets there faster, because those lows also and the highs, they create momentum, and it gets you through faster. But if it's a straight line, it's not going to like then entropy sort of sets in. So when we do get those things that are a little bit challenging, that's actually what propels us to move forward. So we have to those things are things that we have to embrace. Otherwise, we will stop. That's what keeps us going. Get out of those places. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but so
No, yeah.
where the cards that I took today were from the Gratitude Oracle by Angela Hartfield, and it's always interesting because I pull these cards and then they fall into exactly what we're going to talk about.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I did not plan what we're gonna talk about that far ahead of time. I swear to God, I probably came up with this at 11 o'clock because I was struggling with something, and I was like, I'm trying to look at the device, and I was like, I can't make a connection, and then I'm going through some other things. I'm trying to communicate with people. I'm trying to communicate with a person who wants to act like they don't understand what I'm saying, and I'm like, I know you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a mental connection. I'm talking to the advisor at the nursing home. I'm trying to get medical records, and she's like, just stalling me, beating around the bush. And I'm like, ma'am, like, is there a problem with me getting? So I was trying to make all these connections, and I was like, not getting anything. And so then Terry does her thing. She sends it to me, but I don't even look at them until right before. And I was like, get the heck out of here. This is hilarious. Is anybody out there?
So the first card is between. And the number, if you're into the numbers, it's 51, which would equal 6. But sometimes we have, we're walking in that portal, just like, we're in that space of leaving the past, and we're not fully onto the, we can't see the structure of what we're creating or what we're moving into. So we're in that in between space. It's like as you walk through a doorway, you're not in one room and you're not in the other room. You're in that in between space. It's that portal. A doorway is a portal, but we're in that portal. So a lot of times we may feel like, oh, things aren't happening fast enough. Well, we're still walking in that space between what we're leaving behind and what we're moving into. And so there's a special kind of a magic in that in between space, because then we're that's that place of creation, and it's kind of like you can also take it into your breath. You have an in breath and you have an out breath, but it's that in between space that is where the power lies. And so sometimes when we're between two things, we don't recognize that there is a lot of power there. That's where the creation, that's where that creative force is, in between. Yes. Yes,
Oh
Eric.
no. I was just telling someone popped up, so I said, say hi. Let us know who's there. Like and share.
Hallie's saying I'm stuck in the birthing canal. Well, no, you know, like it's sometimes you just that extra push is coming, and it's like that space can feel like that long space, and then all of a sudden you're just going to hit the ground and running, and things are just happening. I think we also have to recognize that we are we are manifestors, but sometimes the energy around us isn't moving fast enough for what we want. We want to be in that. We want that end result. We know that it's coming. We know it's there because it's been part of our manifestation, but it's this in between space. And I think part of it for a lot of us is that we're living in a third dimensional world, but we're actually multidimensional beings. And so this is a lot of the challenges that we have, is that we can manifest in the higher dimensions and frequencies, but the third dimension has its own set of rules that doesn't want to play along with us.
This is where it's sticky for me, because I don't like the phrase fake it till you make it, because I know y'all heard me say it before. People act fake. They are fake. They pretend. but it's supposed to be act as if it were and it will be. That's what the biblical terminology is, or the phrase. And you are supposed to be walking in alignment as if you have the full confidence that it is going to happen. So if you dress like, a business person, and you get a job as a person that does business, and like, it's supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be fake it, till you make it. I think it was like oversimplified, and it kind of creeps me out. But act as if it were. So you're supposed to be walking as if, with the full faith that this thing is happening, and that is how you magnetize the field around you to attract the things that you need. Because now my mind is focused on it. My mind is focused on the getting a new spiritual teacher. That was one of my things that was on my list. A new spiritual teacher. Nothing was wrong with my old one. It was just, there was a new thing that I knew that was going to have to happen, a new thing I was going to have to learn. I didn't know what it was exactly, but I was like open to it. So then when someone said, hey, here's this woman I know named Patricia, I think you should be friends. So when it was approached to me, I was like, oh, I was thinking about that. I was looking forward to that. And guess what? I already bought 4 books on that same subject. So I was acting as if that was going to be important. I didn't know it was going to need a new teacher for it, but I was already in alignment with the thing because I've already reading books on the subject. I've already started to, think of this subject, and I was already open to the fact that I'm walking as if I know I'm going to get a new teacher. And so then when that teacher presented itself, I was open for the receipt of the thing. And it has been a positive experience.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting because that leads to the next card is relationships. And relationships, I mean, we have relationships with different people. It's not always romantic relationships, but it's relationships, just like you said, you're looking for a new spiritual teacher, and all of a sudden, wow, there she is, someone who you're looking towards something, and then it's there for you. And so we
And look
have
at
to,
this picture.
yeah,
It's a younger person. So you're a mentor,
yeah,
opening you up to the world, exposing you to new stories and new adventures. That's what that looks like to me. A
yeah.
lot of excitement.
There's a lot to do with relationships, and we don't know where they are around the corner. I was just in Indiana a week and a half ago, and I met a couple of amazing people, like um, and we had synchronicities that happened at the time, and we were just talking about it. It's like, how amazing is that? But if you have a date with destiny, if you're open to it, then it's going to present itself, and you don't know who that person is going to be that you run into somewhere where you least expected, and then that opens up total different realm of possibilities to you. It's just like that storybook opening up. So we have to be aware and be open to relationships, because that's how we continue to grow. Because a lot of people are stuck in the past, and they're just repeating old cycles, and they're miserable, and then they're trying to draw other people into it. It's just it's a vortex that's just pulling you down. But as soon as you start to open up and just make new friendships, new relationships, wherever they appear, it's magical. It's magical. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I mean, when I looked at this card, I just thought community, adventure, opening your eyes, because maybe you don't see the good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is able to help you see it more clearly. You can see the words on the page, but now it's like someone who can help you bring the story to life.
Right.
So, you're the master of your ship, but sometimes these relationships, we we want to be separate, independent, and we want to shoulder it alone. But sometimes we need someone to help us see the light.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
This is where, and I will
And
get back to the biblical though, with the Jesus thing. It's like when he helped the blind man see and helped the lame person walk. To me, it's the words, and sometimes someone else has the words that you need, the living water, which is the words to revitalize you, to help you see the thing that's blocking your vision.
and sometimes you are in relationships with people that you actually you create the whole is greater than the piece than its pieces, right? And so, like Erica, you and I, we have our own lives, but together we come together and we create something that's magical. And so that's what relationships do. It's important to recognize those, because no man and no woman, no one is an island. We have people that, sometimes we're walking our path and we feel like we're all alone, but if you look over your shoulder, there's somebody walking alongside of you that you can forge the way through together. So I think relationships are really important, and too many times people look at relationships as only romantic or family, but they forget about the other relationships that we have in our life. And so sometimes it's important to sit back and look at who we've got in our life and how they complement us and how we can complement them.
Yeah.
And with the clues, like it's really interesting, because clues are something that a lot of times we overlook. And the universe is going to put stuff in front of us and we're going to walk around it or push it aside, but it's like, oh, wait a minute, that was a clue for me to do this, or a clue for me to do that. And we have a tendency to be focused way up ahead, that we don't live in the present and see what's presented to us right now. What is this about? And I'm going to use an example for me, is like, I have had my closet there, my storage closet, that I know that I've had to clean out. And it's just like, I keep avoiding it. The other day I walked downstairs and somebody was getting rid of a shelving unit. And I thought, oh my God, that would fit into my closet. And then I could organize everything. So I got it upstairs, and it's like, all of a sudden, whoosh, all of this stuff, I'm starting to release all of this stuff that I knew had to be there. But that particular shelving unit there was that clue for me. It's time to do it. And it gave me a tool to use. I don't even know how I'm going to use it, but I had to get everything out of there to clean stuff out. So we just have to be aware that there are clues that are given to us all the time. The universe is very bountiful. I love that one. Yeah, go for it.
Oh man, the drowning man. He's up there and he's begging for somebody.
Okay,
Help me, save me.
I have to sign back in. Sorry.
Help me, save me. Looking for a solution.
Right,
and someone comes by in a boat and he's like, oh no, I'm waiting. And then someone comes by, like all these different people come by to help him in different manners until it gets to, even a helicopter or something like that. And he's waiting. And then he's like, well, God, why didn't you help me? And then he's like, I sent you 3 different things. I sent you a boat. I sent you, I sent you a plane, I sent you these things and you weren't looking. And so sometimes we're looking for solutions and then we're ignoring solutions. It's so amazing. But I had to put the man up there again. But I put the cards back up there again. But there are clues. There are clues. And sometimes we get so tangled up in our emotions and our feelings that our emotions and feelings override everything. And we have to be consistent with, sometimes I think too, I like to study universal laws or affirmations and promises so that I have something more consistent than my emotions to rely on. And that's what we need, because it's very difficult because emotions go up and down, feelings go up and down. Sometimes feelings, they don't even have to have evidence. You just feel, right? Because you're feeling, and you're not only feeling what you feel, you're feeling what your animals feel, you're feeling what people around you feel. The collective feelings are intense, and those intrusive thoughts will creep in, and they can pull you away from what you already know is true. I think that's why some people struggle with relationships too, because they constantly needing affirmations and constantly needing certain levels of attention. And sometimes it's like, your partner can have a bad day and they can't reaffirm you today. So then you feel, you get dislodged out of the energy or the plans that you all have, because maybe you're not feeling the connection. It's feelings, right? Things don't feel good today, but sometimes we have to go above the feelings, self-regulate above the feelings, and go by the evidence that you actually have. You have clues, you have signs. And I'm not sure what happened to Terry, but this is pretty much all I have for today. Oh, there goes Terry. Whew. I said, I don't know where Terry at, y'all. I was talking about you behind your back. No, I was kidding.
I'm waving my hand.
Yeah, it's, what it is. The little boxes are so small on the screen, and it's just like so small at the bottom. I just probably didn't see you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I should have made you ring the doorbell like bing bong. Like,
Yeah, no, that's okay. Oh, yeah.
but that's pretty much all I have to say about that, Terry.
So yeah, yeah, it's yeah, we've got lots of green lights, and we just don't always see them. And the
Yeah.
ghosts, there are lots of ghosts around. They're gonna try and hold us back. But remember, they're only ghosts. Ghosts only have as
I am
much power
afraid of
as we
no
give them.
ghost. So many words were feeling like are just coming up over and over again. Yeah. So this was great. I enjoyed you. Thanks for hanging out with us, Kat, and anybody else. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know, was it useful? Are we just up here talking nonsense? Is this just foolishness here, or does it compute for you? How does it resonate for you? Let us know. We're gonna go hang out in Women of the Stars.
And we're gonna go on to Telegram.
Yes.
So hopefully see you there.